What is going on, guys? Mad Skills Gaming here, bringing you a video on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare tips. I know this isn't the most popular Call of Duty right now, but I figured that I'll post it. So this is based on tips on all game modes, not just team deathmatch. All objective are all game modes with the fancy movements. Anyways, I know it's not the most popular Call of Duty right now, but I would appreciate the support, guys. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get into this. So like I said, this is a tip-based game, so this is going to be all esports tips and stuff like that. And yeah, so we're going to jump into this. So the first tip I can tell you is that everyone's going to tell you is use your radar, especially when UAV is active. It is very effective. It's the best way to find P targets and stuff like that. So yeah. Drop shot. There is going to be another part of this video. It's going to be tactical team deathmatch, which is, I would say, fairly different to the regular or standard game mode. Or, yeah, standard game mode, which I will do part 2 on that video and tips on that one. Anyways, so that is tip number 1 is radar. Tip number 2 is, let me get this guy real quick. Okay, he's done. Tip number 2 is use kill streaks that you can reach, which is very important. I got lucky, which is very important because you don't want to, push your limits with the kill streak, especially when you get dang near close and then you get all upset because you die. It ain't really worth it. I would stick with, UAV, Scorchers, and whatever you do for third perk, nothing too high. Anyways, tip number 3 is use the movement system to your advantage. Case for Black Ops 3, this is the case for Advanced Warfare. You always want to use the movement system to your advantage. It's very important, especially on objective-based game modes, such as gotta think of it. Such as I can't think of what it's called right now. I'll think of it soon. Such as uplink, there we go. There's uplink and search and destroy and etc, etc. Any objective-based mode, it's very important that you use the movement system to your advantage, even on team deathmatch and stuff like that. Tip number 4 is select a rig that fits your playstyle. In my case, my playstyle is more being sneaky, stealthy, and stuff like that. So I use a backup rig. So if you like to be, close range and like to move quickly, best recommendation would be FTL. If you like to do a good amount of damage, that would be Warfighter, also Merc payload or Merc rig. And then if you want to be a total put a cat, not pussy, but put a cat, you can use Striker combat rig. So because if you want to be more like a Juggernaut, I guess you could call it, because he does have that trait that gives him more armor, and he also has very good payloads. I don't use him personally because he doesn't fit my playstyle, and plus I really, really dislike him a lot. I mean, it's good if you're like a major camper on this game, you know, great, but if you use the ability to, you know, have your own sentry turret thing that you can deploy. Tip number 5 follows the category of besides team deathmatch, all the other play the objective. Very important to play objective. That's the only chance you're gonna win on this game. Unlike me, I'm playing team deathmatch as of right now. I was thinking about doing an objective-based game mode, but I didn't feel like it. Tip number 7, which is very important. That also followed by tip number 6. Excuse me. Also, tip number 5 is that it's very important in esports as well to tip number 3 followed by 4 or 5 and 6, which I'll jump into 6 here shortly. Is very important for esports to play objective, obviously. So tip number 6 is communicate as best as you can, which is very important, especially when you're doing the esport playlist on here. Because you got to be familiar with everything and stuff like that. Next, tip number 7 is callouts, which is also very important for esports type stuff. And yeah, because if you watch esport pros, they usually use communication and say, you know, this guy's one shot, or, you know, this guy's here, etc., etc. This guy's one shot. There's a guy laying prone by B if you're playing Search and Destroy. I was very lucky. Is there a guy right here? Oh! I was very lucky as well. Ah. Alright, so tip number 8 is don't sprint as much. As you see, I try not to sprint as much, but it's a very bad habit of mine. So when you do play these games, don't try to sprint as much. I know it's a more fast-paced Call of Duty, but still, if you want to be like, there was a freaking striker. Anyways, as I was saying, don't sprint as much. Then tip number 9 is a big tip that works in all Call of Duties. Constantly aim down your sights, and which, you know, constantly aim down sights while you're coming around a corner or something like that. So if you got to jump on a person, unless they're jumping like crazy monkeys. I don't even know how he killed me. That was really weird. Anyways, tip number 10 is use the VMC, which I'm using now, or the ELO over the red dot sight. I mean, that's just my opinion. You don't have to use that, but I prefer the ELO or the VMC and the ELO sights over the reflex sight, because the reflex sight has really downgraded compared to Modern Warfare and all the other stuff like that. Tip number 11 is use stock quick draw. 2 very important attachments to use on your weapons. Believe me, every esports, you know, phase, optic, they all use quick draw and, you know, stock for probably every weapon they use. Since you can get stock and quick draw and sniper rifles on here, which is, by the way, really weird. And then tip number 12, which is another big esport tip, is perks. There are 3 main perks you should have on esports playlist, followed by any playlist. 3 major perks. I don't catch it there. So these perks you should use: Ghost, Dead Silence, and Dexterity. 3 perks that I can't tell you from experience, and plus watching esports, plus studying esports and playing esports, that everyone on your team usually runs with those 3 perks. Those 3 perks are very important. They're very good perks as well. There's the what is it called? Tip number 13 is a buddy system on objective-based modes, not non-objective based modes. Like I said, it's just my opinion. So I prefer a buddy system when I'm playing objective-based modes. So you got someone watching your 6. Sorry, tactical speaking, and someone watching your front. So watching your back, etc. Because there you get a lot of kills. So a lot of kills that they do on here can actually, a lot of them I die from is mostly from behind. That's how it is for any Call of Duty. Tip number 14 and the final tip is this is another one that's my opinion, but I think it's a good tip to use, is try your best not to switch weapons that much. So if you're good with the MV4, if you're good with the X Eon, keep that weapon, and once you run out of ammo, pick up the weapon. You know, don't really use any other weapon. Don't use any other weapons that you know you're not used to, you know you're not familiar with on this game. So in my case, I was using the MV4 on that game. Definitely one of my favorite weapons to use. Anyways, and then that is tip number 14, and these are just, and that is that. So that brings an end to the video of regular game mode tips, which is part 1. Part 2 will be tactical team deathmatch, which is a little bit different. Actually, yeah, a little bit different than this. Anyways, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all on my next one. Oops, wrong gun. That one. Long distance shot. Okay, it might be tricky with this gun. Anyways, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all in my next video. Part 2 will actually be coming to you shortly, sooner than you think, which would be tactical team deathmatch tips, and then shortly after that, I will definitely post Modern Warfare Remastered tips. Which, I mean, some people are familiar with Modern Warfare Remastered, but a lot of people aren't. So, I mean, just to help out players. Anyways, thanks for watching, and guys, I will see you all in my next video. Peace. Come on. Are you there?